All right, good morning and welcome everyone to this active flow and breathwork class. My name is Brian and I'm delighted to be with you this morning. Today's class is going to be a exploration of, I'm calling it Look Ma, No Hands. No load bearing on the hands today. We're going to explore some postures, some movements, some mindful movement, moving through postures without having to place weight on the hands or wrists. So we'll see how that plays out. As always, we'll start by grounding and landing. We'll raise a little gratitude. We'll set our intention, and then we'll begin. We'll move through some movements. We'll do a little breath work. We'll finish with a twist and then have a sweet guided rest. We'll be here about 45 minutes, give or take, depending on how things go. And as always, remember our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So at all times, ensure that you have your supports available, that you're finding your supports, and that you're moving from a place that is supported. So, second thing to remember, as always, that is your practice. What I am doing here is offering, suggesting, and inviting. The only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. And so please honor that requirement by modifying or adopting any alternate posture at any time, coming out of any posture at any time, taking a different posture, stopping when you need to reconnect with your supports, establishing yourself in your breath, and always being in your breath. And so with that in mind, let us begin. So let us come into a supported posture to begin. Find your supports by finding the parts of your body that are in contact with something: the floor, the chair, the seat, the cushion, the mat, the wall, whatever's touching on your body, whatever it is touching, feel that physical sensation of connection. And bring your mind and awareness to that physical sensation of connection as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And from there, maybe you can expand to understand that what is it like to know that support is always available in this moment? And then, having established yourself in that supported posture, I invite you to imagine that you could extend roots through those places of contact and connection deep into the earth beneath you. And from that rooting down into the earth beneath you, I invite you to lengthen through your side body, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your crown. Experiment with tucking your chin and your neck in order to feel that release, so that you feel your skull just resting atop your spine and you can feel the full length of your spine from the base to the crown. And as you lengthen and align your spine, I invite you to notice what happens in your torso, in your body. Maybe you feel the energy body engage. Maybe you feel the chest expand and the heart open. Maybe not. Maybe you just feel whatever it is you feel, and that is the essence of our practice. Then, maintaining that elongation and alignment of the spine, I invite you to turn your awareness to your breath. Come into the present moment by coming into your body. Come into your body by coming into the breath. Find the inhale as it appears underneath the nasal passages. And begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils, following the inhalation all the way in, wherever it goes in your body, without judgment, without exertion. Follow the exhale all the way out, noticing the experience of exhalation and the feelings that accompany it. And holding your awareness right there, be right there at the beginning of the next inhale, following that inhale in and that exhale out, breathing in and out through the nostrils and knowing that you're breathing. And on your next inhale, if you choose to, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. Maybe the left hand over the heart, the right hand over the left. Maybe the hands in prayer, thumb knuckles resting lightly on the sternum. And allow to arise in your heart space gratitude. Any one thing for which you are grateful, maybe for you today, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever it is that arises when gratitude is called forth for you, I invite you to see it clearly in your mind's eye and to anchor your gratitude right there in your heart space. And then finally, if you choose today, I'll invite you to take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Perhaps a simple intention to just keep your gratitude anchored or to just be right there with each inhale. And whatever your intention is, I invite you to state it to yourself now. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice, as if it is already done. And then listen for the echoes of your intention in your being as you take a full inhale. And if you choose to, I invite you to drop your chin toward your grateful and intentional heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention as I say, Namo, Namaste, which means I bow to the divine and creative consciousness, and I bow to that spark of consciousness that lives within you and within me. And then lifting the chin, dropping the hands, taking a full inhale. As you exhale, I'll invite you to join me on the mat. Come to your feet, come to your mat, come to the center of your mat, and just find yourself, find your feet just outside your hips a little bit of stability in your feet, and just begin to sort of kick out the feet and march in place. A little bit of stepping and shaking in the legs and the wrists. Legs and the ankles, the knees and the thighs. We're just getting the legs warmed up here. All right, and then maybe a little bit of a little two-step, a little march there. And maybe we begin to pick up the knees a little higher. Maybe you want to add a little bit of arm movement here. Start to feel a little bit of movement through the arms. And then maybe even a little bit higher yet. Maybe you can bring those knees up. High stepping for a moment here, with or without the arms included, and then begin to slow that back down, and then just come to some stability in your feet and begin to shake the arms, and to shake the shoulders, and shake the hips, and gently rocking the head, and we're just loosening up. So imagine that you're, 4 or 5 years old again. Maybe you remember those days where you didn't care about anything, and you just had all this energy flowing through you, and you just needed to move, and you just, wherever you were, did whatever you were doing to allow that energy to flow. Maybe you don't remember those days. Maybe you can just imagine what it would be like to just not care for this moment enough to let yourself be. Maybe that little bit of twisting side to side. Let the arms kind of rotate and flow. All right. And begin to settle that back down and come back to neutral and let everything settle. And then bring the feet underneath the hips and step to the top of your mat. So, outside edges of the feet parallel with the outside edges of the mat. Weight balance between the heel and the ball of the foot, the inside and outside of the ball, the inside and outside of the heel. Find a little bit of space. Pick up your toes, maybe. Feel the weight balanced in those 4 points I just discussed, and then lay your toes down to add a little bit more support. Support in the feet here. Imagine you're pulling your inner heels toward each other. So you feel maybe some engagement up through the inside of the legs into the thighs. Imagine you're moving your hips just maybe 1 inch towards the front of your mat. And imagine you're moving your back of your hands maybe just 1 inch toward the bottom of your mat. Tucking the chin, releasing long. Breathing here. This is your mountain posture. Feel into what it is like to stand on your own 2 feet. To have your own back, to be steady and sure. Our goal is to be calm, steady, sure, focused on the breath, and moving within our own body. Holding yourself in that place, feeling what it is like to release into the mountain that is you. On your inhale, bring your hands to prayer. And exhale, press the palms together, feel the extension through the arms and across the back of the shoulder girdle, widening and lowering the shoulders, opening through the chest. Full inhale here. Complete exhale. On your next inhale, take your arms and just lift them high. Let your biceps frame your ears. Maybe your palms come together, maybe not. Maybe you just have your arms up so that your biceps can frame your ears. Think about moving your thumbs lightly towards the bottom of your mat. Get long here. Feel that length. Inhale. Maybe roll your eyes up. Look up. Maybe not. And exhale. Inhale here. If you can, take your right thumb and forefinger. Circle your left wrist. Extend long. And then exhale, bump your left wrist and lean your body to the right. Just go where your body allows you to go. Might just be a couple inches. Be there for a moment. Feel what it is like to open that left side body. Stay long out of that right arm. Inhale, get long. Exhale, maybe there's a little additional space, maybe not. No need to force anything. We're not overexerting. We're just allowing. The body will let us open as it is ready and tell us what we need. We need only listen. Inhale here, come back to center. Release that left wrist, get long. And then maybe take your left thumb and forefinger, circle the right wrist. Inhale. And exhale, bump the right hip and lean to the left. Just go where your body goes. It'll just go. You'll notice the body will be, all right, that's good. Be there. And then inhale, get long through that bottom arm in particular. And exhale, maybe there's a little space, maybe not. Again, just feeling into that opening on the right side, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, come back to center, release the wrists, get long. And exhale, just gently lean back. Now we're not moving the neck, so the chin stays in relationship with the sternum just as it is. Maybe just a slight back bend. It's very early in the practice. Maybe no back bend at all. Maybe you're just imagining a back bend. And then inhale. And then exhale. Release your hands down to the chest. Press the palms. Square and open the back. Relax the shoulders. Breathe here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Release the hands and roll the shoulders. Take a breath. Check in with your intention, your gratitude. And then inhale, take the arms high. And exhale, as you hinge forward at the hips, bring the hands through prayer and release your head and your hands to the mat or to a block, hint, or to the thighs or the shins or the ankles. Now we're trying to do no load bearing on the wrist. So if you're using your block, which I will demonstrate here, you're just lightly touching for support. You're not pressing. No load bearing on the hands here. Look, Mom, no hands. Just being where you are. Find your posture. Release the forehead toward the shins. Check the weight balance in your feet. So the torso has folded forward. The weight is forward. Tendency to move into the ball of the foot. So press the hips back and up. And feel that weight balance back in the heels also. Breathe here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Take the hands to the shins for support. Press the palms into the shins. As you inhale, straighten the arms to flatten the back. Come parallel to the mat. Breathe behind the heart. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhale. As you exhale, release the forehead back toward the shins. Release the hand. Bend the knees slightly. Feel that weight balance in the feet. Find your support in the feet. Inhale. Slowly begin to roll the torso upright, one vertebra at a time. As the torso comes upright, the shoulders will naturally roll up and down. Release the hands. Head comes up. Chin is tucked. And take a moment here to feel the relationship of the blood flow in your body. So the head was below the heart. And now the head is above the heart. You may feel that switch in circulation. On the inhale, take the arms high. Circle the right wrist with the left hand. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, come back to center, get long. Circle the left wrist with the right hand. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, come back to center, release the wrist. Exhale, maybe a slight back bend. Lift out of the waist, lift out of the chest. Get long here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the hands to prayer. Press the palms, relax the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, the arms go high. Exhale, we hinge and fold. Inhale, come to that flat back. Support yourself. Brace yourself with your hands if you need. Exhale, release the hands and fold. Inhale, root and rise, gathering as you go. Arms up into tall mountain. Exhale, release the hands to the chest, pressing, releasing the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands. One more time. Inhale, the arms high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise all the way through tall mountain. Exhale, hands to the chest, pressing, releasing the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. All right, bring the hands to the waist for support or to prayer if you like. And we're going to begin by just picking up the right heel. So bound yourself in the left foot. Balance by pressing down into that foot and lengthening through that left thigh. Feel yourself stable here. Maybe you can pick up the right heel. Maybe you can even pick up the right foot. And just gently step your right foot back onto your mat. Make a little adjustment to find that place where you're balanced weight in your feet. So the outside of that right foot, down into the 4 points of the left foot, and we're feeling ourselves balanced here. Just feeling that toes are at an angle off the wide side of the mat. And notice how your hips will open up toward the wide side of the mat. So make your micro adjustments. Keep your hips face forward. Maybe you have to adjust that right foot a little bit in order to keep that alignment. Bend that left knee and notice the left knee over the left ankle. Look down and see your left big toe inside your left knee. Support that knee. Pressing into the outside of the back foot and down into the left foot. We're balanced in our feet. That is our support. Support precedes action. Inhale here. Exhale. Take your arms up. Maybe the palms touch. Maybe the fingers interlace. Maybe hook the thumb. Maybe your hands don't touch. It doesn't matter. Lift and lengthen. Maybe roll the eyes up and look up and see what's called you forth. This is your warrior one. Warrior is called forth from the earth and springs from the earth fully formed. Imagine you're looking up to see what has called you. Yes. Inhale here. Exhale. Press into the feet, sink into the thighs. Keep the spine long. Breathe. Full inhale. Exhale. Rotate the shoulders off the wide side of your mat. Drop your arms to shoulder height. Look down over that left middle finger. Something beautiful is waiting for you just beyond that middle finger. And your best friend is standing right behind you, holding your right middle finger, keeping you from going too far. Steady and sure. Engage the core. Breathe here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Warrior two. Steady and sure. We are calm. Steady. Sure. Focused on the breath and moving within our own body. Feel your inhale here as you flip the left palm and rotate the shoulders, dropping the right arm behind you, taking the left arm high. Revolved warrior. You're making your offering. Breathe here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. On the exhale, bring the arms back to shoulder height. Turn the left palm down. Return to warrior two. Inhaling. And exhaling, establishing yourself here. On your inhale, the right arm will rotate along the long side of the mat, turning your torso back to the front of your mat. Lift the right arm and left arm high. Warrior one. On the exhale, bring the hands to prayer at the chest. Press the palms, drop the shoulders, feel that opening in the back of the shoulders. Roll to the ball of the right foot, and then step the right foot forward to join the left, releasing the hands. Come back to your mountain pose. Notice the different feeling in your body. Maybe you notice a different sensation, right and left leg, right and left hip. Maybe you feel a little energy in your torso. Maybe not. Maybe you just have your own experience. On the inhale, the arms will go high. On the exhale, we'll hinge and fold. On the inhale, flat back. On the exhale, hinge and fold. On the inhale, root and rise, gathering as you go through tall mountain. On the exhale, hands to prayer, pressing palms, dropping shoulders. Inhaling here. Exhaling, releasing the arms, coming back into our mountain posture. Taking a breath, checking in with gratitude and intention. Bring the hands to prayer or to the waist and find yourself on the right side. Rooting down into that right foot, lengthening through that right thigh, feeling yourself established on that right side. Maybe you pick up your left heel. Maybe you pick up your left foot entirely. Maybe you step your left foot back. Just make your initial step. Then begin to make your micro adjustments so that you can feel your weight balanced in your feet, your hips, ribs, chest, and shoulders aligned to the front of your mat. You bend into that right knee, and notice as you bend into that right knee, then maybe that left heel begins to rise. So you make your micro adjustments to ensure your weight is balanced in your feet. This is your supported posture. From the support, we move to inhale the arms high and find warrior one on this side. Noticing the slight differences. The organs are not symmetrical nor even in the body, and so one side will be different than others. Be okay with that. Vive la différence. Inhale here, look up, see what's called you. Exhale, sink in. Balanced weight in the feet. Right knee over that right ankle, right big toe inside the right knee. Full inhalation. Exhale, open the torso and drop the shoulders, arms to shoulder height. Finding your warrior two. Engage the core here. Notice as you're pulling on the core and lift out of the waist, maybe your hips feel like they can drop a little deeper, pressing back into that outside of that left foot, down into that right foot. Warrior two. Breathing here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On your inhale, flip the right palm and rotate the shoulders, dropping the left arm behind you, looking up into the right palm, going high to the ceiling, making your offering, breathing here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. On the exhale, bring your arms back to shoulder height, right palm down. Looking down over that right middle finger. Finding your warrior two. Steady and sure. We're calm, steady, sure. Focused on the breath and moving within our own body. On the inhale, the left arm will rotate. Torso will come back forward. Arms will go high. Warrior one. On the exhale, hands will come to prayer at the chest. Press the palms, relax the shoulders. Inhale, roll to the ball of the left foot. Exhale, step the left foot forward to join the right, release the hands. Mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feeling into this posture. On the inhale, the arms will go high. On the exhale, we'll hinge and fold. On the inhale, flat back. On the exhale, fold. On the inhale, arms high once again, gathering. On the exhale, hands to prayer at the chest, pressing palms, relaxing shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands. Whew. Okay, moving on, adding a little bit more. On the inhale, the arms will go high. On the exhale, hands to prayer at the chest or to the waist. Find yourself on the left side. Root down and lengthen through that left leg. Pick up the right heel. Maybe step that right foot back on your mat. And then make your micro adjustments to engage your balance in your feet. Finding your supports. Bending into that left knee. Inhale, take the arms high. Warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm and revolve, dropping the right arm, lifting the left arm. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale, hands to prayer at the chest and straighten the left leg. Now keep a micro bend in that left knee. So we're not locking the leg. We never lock anything. Energy needs to flow. We have a slight micro bend. We're balanced here. Inhale, get long through the crown. Exhale, just hinge forward at the hips, bringing your torso parallel to the mat out over that left leg. Bring the right hand to the right hip. Drop the left hand to the thigh, to the shin, to the ankle, to a block, hint, hint. And then again, remember, no load bearing though. We're just using that for support. So it's just a light support here. Lengthen through the crown and push back through the right hip so you feel the length parallel to the ground, and then you're rooting down into the feet. So oppositional energy here. Pressing down into the feet, lengthening through the crown. And that left hand releases. Maybe it just hangs loosely. Maybe it lightly touches the mat or the block. Now, if you like, as you inhale, stack the shoulders and rotate the torso, opening the chest, shining the heart. Breathing here, full inhale. Complete exhale. If you like, maybe you take that right arm high, long line of energy from the right middle finger to the left middle finger, maybe looking up, seeing the right thumb, maybe not. Breathing here in our triangle, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation, shine a little brighter. On the exhale, if your hand is high, bring it back to the hip. Rotate your torso so that you're parallel to the mat. On the inhale, strong core move. Slowly come up, just slowly come up, just slowly come up. Release the hands to prayer at the chest. Roll to the ball of the right foot. Step the right foot forward to join the left. Release the hands. Inhale, the arms go high. Exhale, we hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, root to rise, gathering as we go. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands. All right, bring the hands to prayer or to the waist. Wherever you're supported, root down into that right foot. Find yourself on that right side. Establish yourself, steady and sure. Lift the left heel. Step the left foot back on the mat. Establish yourself. Take a moment to make your adjustments. Find your stable, supported posture. Then inhale, take the arms high. Warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm, revolve, and lift the right arm. Warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale, hands to prayer at the chest and straighten the right leg. Again, micro bend, no tension, no overexertion. Inhale here, get long. Exhale, hinge the torso forward over that right leg, parallel to the floor. Preparation for our triangle here. Pressing back to that left hip, down into that right foot. Even balance in the feet. Breathing here, full inhale. On your exhale, take your left hand to your hip and your right hand drops to the thigh, to the shin, to the ankle, to the block, to the mat lightly. No bound, no weight bearing. We're steady and sure here. If you like, on the inhale, rotate the torso, stack the shoulders. Breathing into this opening heart. Finding our triangle. Maybe take the left arm high, stacking the shoulders, opening. Imagining an imaginary wall behind the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, the back of the hips, the back of that left palm. Breathing here, full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Drop the left hand back to the thigh, rotate the torso parallel to the floor. Strong core here on the inhale. Come up, come up, come up. Take the left arm up, bend into the right knee, come back to warrior one. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer at the chest, press the palms, drop the shoulders. Roll to the ball of the left foot. Step the left foot forward to join the right, release the hands. Inhale, the arms go high. Exhale, we hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Gathering, greeting the day. Exhale, release the hands. Press, relax. And then exhale, release the hands. Mountain posture. Be here. All right, let's introduce. Oh, let's do it the chair way. Okay, so let's start by just finding our chair. So inhale, take the arms up, and then exhale, bring the hands to prayer at the chest, or maybe take them to the waist. Inhale here, get long through the torso, but exhale, press into the feet, bend the knees, and begin to sink the hips back and down. So imagine you're going to sit down into an imaginary chair. So you're just pressing the hips back and down. Now, only go so far as is available to you. There's no correct or appropriate or right place. Maybe you're just a little bend. Maybe you find that as you bend your hips back, you lean your torso forward to keep your balance. And so we work on that. Begin to straighten the torso and press down into the heels. Look down and see your toes in front of your knees. If you don't see your toes, make adjustment. Move your knees back. Oh, yeah. Get into that though. This is your chair posture. Hands on the thighs for support, at the waist, at prayer. Maybe you want to extend your arms into thunderbolt, fierce pose. It doesn't matter. It's all being present with yourself, moving within your own body, breathing here in your chair. Inhale here. Exhale, maybe sink the hips a little deeper. Feel what that's like. All right. Inhale here. On the exhale, straighten the legs, release the hands, release the head, come into forward fold. Yeah. Inhale, come to your flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise, gathering as you go. Exhale, release the hands to the chest, relax the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands. Okay, we're going to add to that chair a twist. So we'll take our time, we'll move into a slow. So bring your hands to the supported place for you, at the chest, at the hips, maybe even at the thighs, and sink your hips down and come into your chair. Find your chair. Now, you can do this from here, but if you can, bring your hands to your chest. If you need the bracing, bring your hands on your thighs or your waist, that's absolutely okay, just be there. Or bring your hands to prayer at the chest. Inhale here, sink a little deeper. As you exhale, rotate your torso to the right. So you're bringing your left elbow to the right knee, or maybe even outside the right thigh. Now notice as you do that, your left knee will try to drop forward and your right knee will try to drive back. Try to keep the knees parallel. So maybe your twist only goes so far. Twisting, breathing, sinking a little deeper. Maybe that elbow. Stacking your shoulders, full inhalation, complete exhale. Inhale here, exhale here. A full inhalation, a complete exhale. Inhale, rotate back to center. Exhale, lift the hips, release the hands, release the head, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, gathering as you go. Exhale, hands to prayer, press the palms, release the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands, find your mountain. Take a breath, we're going to go to the other side. So, inhale, bring your hands to prayer as you sink into your chair, or maybe on your hips or on your thighs. Find your supports, find your chair. Establish yourself first. Supported in the feet, steady and sure. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate your torso to the left. Twist from the abdomen, from the belly button. Maybe bring that right elbow to that left knee, maybe not. Knees stay parallel, or maybe just slightly less than parallel. Breathing here. Pressing the palms, stacking the shoulders perhaps. Find your twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lift the hips, release the head, release the hands, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, gathering as you go. Exhale, hands to prayer, press the palms, relax the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands. Roll the shoulders, take a breath. Feel into what shifted for you. Notice your experience. And then from here, make your way down to your mat as supportedly as you can. So in whatever way you need to. Come down onto your mat, on your back. Release the legs long. Release the hands down by the sides, palms down. Let the heels and toes come together, and then let the toes fall open for a moment. Let the palms turn up for a moment and feel what it's like to let go for a second, or a minute, or a couple of breaths. We're just going to feel into allowing ourselves to establish our supports on the floor. So feel the full backside of your body being supported. Okay. We got a couple of movements here to engage through the hips and core. So first movement, we're going to bring the palms down by the sides. Now, you have options here. For additional support, you can bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones, the bottom of your hip girdle. That will provide a little more support. Or you can actually bring the back of your palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttocks. That will provide even additional support. Now, you want to continue to press down through the lower back though. So even if your hands are, supporting your buttocks, you want to feel as much of your lower back on the mat as possible. That's your support. Your full spine is being supported on the mat. So wherever your hands are, alongside the hips, at the sits bones, or behind the SI joint, feel into the full back being supported. Pick up your feet and bring your knees in toward your chest. Now, keeping the lower back supported, pressing into the lower back, you're going to inhale, bring one knee in toward the chest as you extend the other leg. And then as you exhale, you're just going to switch. Bring the other knee in toward the chest and extend the other leg. So it's the pistoning of the legs here with the breath. Your rhythm, your breath, your pace, your practice. Engaged in the lower back, the back is supported fully on the mat, feeling ourselves rooting down so that we can rise out and up. And we're moving with the breath. Calm, steady, sure. Focused on the breath and moving within our own body. We're only going to be here for a short bit. So just work with this. Feel into the movement and the breath. Movement starts when the breath starts. Movement ends when the breath ends. Breathing here. Full inhales. Complete exhales. Steady and sure. A few more. Very nice. In and out through the nostrils, little ujjayi breath, maybe engaging at the back of the throat, hearing the breath in the nostrils. Inhale, both legs long. Exhale, release the feet down, let the toes fall open, turn the palms up. Take a deep belly breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Last movement for today. Bring the hands back next to the hips, palms down, or maybe the thumbs at the sits bones, or maybe the back of the palms at the SI joint. Root down into that lower back. Feel the full side supported. Lift both legs high toward the ceiling. Press the heels. Feel the legs straight. Now, you have options here. We're going to do both legs, or alternate would be to just do one leg at a time. So inhale up. Exhale down. Alternating legs, one leg at a time. Or you're going to do both legs. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keeping that lower spine pressed into the mat for support. Breathing fully here, engaging through the core, the hip flexors, glutes and hamstrings, quads. Inhale. And exhale. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Hearing the rhythm of the breath. Strong, powerful, ujjayi, victorious ocean breath. Moving to the rhythm of your breath. Being in your practice. Strong and steady. Sure. Calm. Focused on the breath. And moving within the body. Inhale the legs up. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and squeeze just below the knees. Rock a little bit side to side. Release any tension. Come back to center. Squeeze the knees in toward the chest. Lift the nose toward the knees. Nice tight little ball here. Squeeze into a tight little ball. Inhale here. Gently retain this breath while squeezing. Squeeze. Squeeze. And exhale. Release the feet long. Let the toes fall open. Take the heels as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Let the palms fall down by the hips, palms up. Lengthen through the crown and pull down on the side ribs so you feel your lower spine on the mat. Let go completely here. This is your rest. Take a moment here as you move into guided rest to ensure that you have any additional support you may want in your guided rest posture. Maybe you have an eye cloth, or a blanket or a shawl or a bolster, anything that might provide you with maybe 1% more support. Go ahead and engage yourself with that now. And then move into rest. Let go. You're done. Be done. Allow yourself to be done. Release any shaping of the breath, any shaping of the body. Release any analysis of the practice, any conversations. Especially release any competition or condemnation or criticisms. Let go completely here to the extent that you're able. Allow yourself to just be. Feel into the physical sensation of the entire backside of your body being supported. Feel into the physical sensation of releasing all effort. Feel into what it is like to rest, to let go completely, to just be, to be done, and to allow yourself to be done, to simply accept this moment of peace and rest, just as you are, just as it is. Feeling yourself held by gravity, cocooned in your space, gravity enveloping you in a great, big, gentle hug, covering you, supporting you, holding you, allowing you the freedom to rest. Feel into the possibility of stillness. Check in with your gratitude and your intention in your heart space. Take a moment to explore behind your heart. Maybe behind your heart, you sense the portal to stillness, the ever-present now. Always there, always underneath and underlying all of our effort, seeking, striving, exerting. Take a moment to release all that into the stillness, allowing this deep, integrative, healing rest. Feel the gratitude of the cells and the muscles, the myofascial tissue and the exoskeleton, the ligaments and tendons and nerves, the organs. Feel all of them releasing into gratitude for this moment. Free to just be, just as we are. And allow for the next minute or so that freedom, that rest, that healing to occur in the solitude and awesome power of silence. If perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to reestablish connection with your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rolling your ankles and your wrists. Continuing to reestablish your awareness in your body. On your next inhale, I invite you to bring your knees to the ceiling, your heels toward the hips, and extend your right arm alongside your head, bicep by the ear. Take a moment here to acclimate to this posture and to prepare to roll. And when you are prepared, and only when you are prepared, gently roll to your right side, allowing that right arm to cradle your head and neck like a pillow. Take a moment here on your right side to reestablish yourself in your body and to prepare to be upright again. And when you are prepared, and only when you are prepared, I invite you to bring your left arm in front of your torso and gently utilize your left arm to help leverage yourself back to a seated posture. Take a moment here to reacclimate to being upright and seated, to feel into your seated posture. And when you are ready, and only when you are ready, I invite you once again to float your hands to your heart space in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful here today. And then witness yourself seated and resting in gratitude in your space. And as you rest in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful rest for as long as you like or can. And when you do rise, please, please take your echoes of your practice and your gratitude with you as you go through the rest of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.